people. Hopefully, y'all can see me. Um, yeah, um, just talking a little bit. Just wanted to just touch live with a couple of people out here today. Good Saturday to everybody. Um, just looking online. Just got to give my son a haircut. Well, I didn't. I paid for it, and it's a normal day here in the neighborhood at our house. So we just maintaining it and everything. Uh, what up, Trucker Yell? Salute, salute. I'm just online for the moment, just talking about what I witnessed past couple of days. And one thing, the most valuable thing is time. Number one, and like I said, I'm just here for a hot second. I don't want to step on toes, especially for Israel, as well as I know he's got a show coming up at 2. But Trucker, I got you a wrench already. And like I said, y'all excuse me, I'm building a plane as we fly it per se. So, um, but one thing I just want to just talk about in these spaces. Number one, men have different logics, and in our logic, the common denominator is the man and how we should actually operate and how we should operate logically. A lot of times we get confused in these spaces where we assume that someone has a similarity as to us, but in some cases there are some differences. As y'all can hear, my son and my daughter, they keep me on our toes, they keep our eye on our toes. But yeah, man, if y'all want to shoot up here and chop it up for a second, I'll be here for a little bit. But one thing I want to go over with, don't waste your time in life on whose fault it is, especially with men. It's real easy to get caught up in why someone has done something when logically they don't align up with you. And the old phrase saying, I don't have many friends. And that's one of the reasons. The reason being is, you know, you have to keep your circle of friends very few. And the reason being in these YouTube streets, people can put off the perception as if they're your friend. And that's true in reality. But as we interact now, what happens is you have more people in YouTube, you have to kind of give them grace more because here it's not 100% genuine. But I'm starting to realize after last night looking at Thanos' theory as well as Israel Mills, how they had to take a YouTube experience and a reality experience and compromise them both to come to some type of settlement or peace. And that's real hard to do, um, especially if you're in a Gen X situation or you've lived a very analog life. What I mean by analog is it's not here online, but it's in the brick and mortar type of situation or a situation to where, hey, this is the opportunity to take what I know in the reality that I live in and bring that to here in YouTube. So I mean, shout out to Israel Mills and Thanos Theory. I mean, I don't know them personally, but for what they did last night, and shout out to Corey Love too as well for what they did. Corey, I know you being the Dan Rather of everything, you got to get the scoop. But Trucker, same thing to you. You on the panel, and I see it, man. We have to operate better. What I mean by better is even though we hold the brothers accountable to the realistic expectations of what we do, we have to give them a little bit of grace in these YouTube streets, and that's hard because, you know, I know Israel and how he operates, and I see how Thanos operates, and their realities, they probably would not line up in realistic terms, like outside of a phone or a computer, but you probably will not see them hanging out with one another. But here, it brings everybody all together, and you got a lot of different perspectives, and we have to learn how to understand what we're dealing with online on YouTube, particularly when you're talking about your kids and all of that stuff. But I just want to drop a couple of jewels. Just don't waste no time on whose fault it is. Life is too short. Number one, some of us have kids, some of us have wives like me, some of us got wives and kids. So when it comes to figuring out whose fault it is, just dead it as quick as you can because we can beat a dead horse all day. Still gonna be dead. Um, but we have to move better because not only is there a war against our children, but first there's a war on the family. And in that family, there's rankings. And in that ranking, it has to go with a certain order. Uh, with order, you have to make sure that you maintain it. That's my daughter, y'all hear. Yeah, y'all see her later on, but she is a firecracker. She got it from me and her mama. But one thing I want to hit up on brothers is give your mind a break. And what I mean by that, give your mind some time to reset. And in that, put it in a book, put it in some place of solace. I don't care if you work on cars, unplug from here to really get a true, genuine experience about who and what you are, just so you can reset. A lot of times we can get lost in these YouTube streets, but at the same time, find that balance with your family, find that balance with whatever you're passionate about, man. Just make sure that you always stay in tune to who you are, how you came to be for your purpose. Um, we get in YouTube and we lose who we are, and it's very easy to get lost. Um, I was reading First Corinthians, and it says, "No, we declare God's wisdom, a mystery that has been hidden, and that God destined for our glory before time began." And that is First Corinthians 2:7. And I mean, get back to God and the purpose. Now, who you pray to, how you pray, that's your choice. But I will say this: the Old Testament conceals, the New Testament reveals. I'm not going to judge you. The word is going to judge you. And that's my motto from here on out. I'm not trying to go into beef with nobody. I'm not, and I'm always been a peaceful person. However, just like any other man out here, I will have my peace internally or externally. I'm not going to go into detail, but you can read in between that line. Um, I know we as men have to maintain some type of peace, whether at home, in our minds, or whoever we pray to or submit to. Um, so, during the holidays, I say Christmas, and I celebrate Christmas, plain and simple. Now, the reason why I celebrate Christmas, for a couple of reasons. For me, I may not get into the traditions of what things are, but I celebrate it in terms of a deity bring brought to earth to have salvation for me and my family. I celebrate that God was put into flesh to be born here on earth to teach the lessons. That's why I celebrate Christmas. And my son was my son is starting to learn now more than ever who God is. He told me something the other day, and he said, "What you doing?" That's mommy's. Get out to mommy. Yeah. Well, hold on. Is that on your bed? Was that was it in your room? Okay. Yeah, that's yours. Mommy said open that up. So go upstairs and open that up. You good? Alright. I was a little man. Um, my son, of course, he was talking about God, 6 years old, and his insight is so innocent and so pure. I just sat there and listened. And what we do and how we live amongst the ranking of the family, um, in real life, our kids are watching. So we have to be upfront. Stand on your actions and reactions when you're teaching your kids, no matter what. I don't care if it's if you're cooking something, if you're teaching them how to be passionate about a sport or anything like that. Um, learning. My son likes art. You know, be supportive, genuinely supportive, not to control them, but to help develop their hidden talent because I can't draw, but my son is like the best at it. And of course, like most kids, they have popular things, but sitting him talk about God today really showed me that I'm a reflection of the relationship that I have with God because he likes to sit there and pray. Now, of course, as he grows, it's going to keep growing, but he always tells me, "Hey, I want to be like you." I said, "Son, you can be like me within due bounds, but be better than me within those bounds." And I love him for it. You got a new charging cord? Well, mommy gave that to you. So you got to thank mommy. So you got to thank mommy. Mommy gave that to you. You did? Okay. Good, good. Yeah. Yo, trucker, do me a favor. Where you at as far as on the road? You on the road this weekend, man? Please be safe. Um, you putting on your jacket? All right. But back to what I was saying, man, don't waste your time on whose fault it is in a crisis. Um, we can find that out in so many ways, um, whether it's mom and dad or wife and husband, whether it's family members, co-workers. Don't feel so entitled to stay in the crisis. Focus on the solution. And like I said last night, it really hit home when I saw Israel and Thanos chop it up. So salute to those brothers, man. I really made sure that I stayed in tune. I wanted to chime in. I wanted to get in on the panel, but I really had to look at it and look at the value of the whole day. Like Corey was saying, how it started off, how it really just, it helped us brothers to a certain decorum of how we should function, how we should hold each other in high regards. Um, and to no lesser of a to do things behind closed doors to have some privacy. So I get where Thanos was coming from. But if we could be just a little bit more vigilant on how we should keep a standard in these YouTube streets, man, because a lot of times certain things are not for everybody. A lot of times we want to be like, hey, I'm a floss, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna spin this, and that's cool. But realistically, you know, some people pump fake out here. Some cats are just Betty Crocker made. They instant Quaker grit. And what happens is I could care less. You know, who you are in reality is going to show up regardless. It just takes time. Time is going to tell the truth out of all of this stuff. Have I done things that I'm not proud of? Yeah, everybody got a pass, but I'm not going to sit here and gloat as if I'm better than anybody. What I will do is be honest and transparent about it because when you get to a certain point in life, you could care less. And that's just real. You know, you, in so many words, have to, train your mind to skim over the problem and focus on the solution. And that's where I'm at. So when it comes to these YouTube streets, I just want everybody to just focus on the solution and not the problem. Um, Unfortunately, a lesson learned between Thanos and Israel is when you focus over the problem, and I'll never forget Jeezy and Rick Ross talked about it. Their beef was so long, and it took Shakir Stewart um, to get them together. And they thought about it after the fact. They left so much money on the table for business and opportunity. And a lot of times we get caught on these panels on the person's logic or point of view that we forget to focus on what it's about. And we know as men, we have to keep focusing on us in these spaces because there are the solutions out here. But a lot of us, we got to operate in the answer instead of the crisis or the problem. So, like I said, salute the Thanos theory. I'm not name dropping just to get likes or anything like that. I'm saying them in particular because we saw this and witnessed it last night. Y'all excuse me, I'm adjusting to these braces and I had a tooth pull last week, so but I wanted to get on here and just chop it up. Um, I appreciate Trucker coming through. I know a lot of people are on here. Just give me a second right quick. I want to see something. Uh, hey, Trucker, um, if you can, email me because I need to get your contact info. I'll put it in the chat too as well. Um, Hold on. Du-du-du-du-du. Alright, Trucker Dash. That's my email address right there. If you get a chance, bro, just checking you out. Um, Definitely, if like I said, I'm trying to learn this thing. Uh, Let me see if I can get this on here. Trucker, if you want to come up, man, definitely. If you want to chop it up, there's my StreamYard link. Like I said, um, it won't nothing. Whoever want to join up, uh, definitely just trying to build the ship as we go about it because I am doing the best as I can for what I got. Mm, yep, yep, yep. I did see a couple of things, and this is just me. Like I said, um, just what I see. Do this. always make sure you challenging yourself. Operate off a old playbook um, can be beneficial, but learn how to grow from what you've learned. A lot of us don't remember that we can learn from our past of what not to do, but while you're learning from the old playbook, adapt with what's going on. And the reason why I say that is if you look at today's cats, um, Gen X, and I always say this, we're the bridge to the other generations. And I'm not saying that from a bragging standpoint, but we're the ones that were poured into by our grandparents that were like born in the 1920s that can give you the history and realistically a better depiction of how things are as far as um, how we were raised, what we saw, what we observed. And the reason why I like doing this because I have a niece and she's in college now and seeing her grow. But what's so funny is she likes our generational music. I'm talking about the R&B, the hip hop, all of that stuff. Uh, you know, wife upstairs, and got a wife. You gotta let her know what's going on. She checking on me. Shout out to my wife. And I definitely do a segment about her. I don't look for her to be on here. Ladies, I'm married. Let's go ahead and put this out now. I am not trying to be in these back chats. Fellas, operate as if you got some sense. Um, like I said, if you're married, if you got a lady, um, stay out these back chats. And back to the point of being the bridging gap, the Generation X. We the guys, believe it or not, we don't want no trouble, but we will get it started real quick if it's out of order, if it's not within due bounds. And you're gonna hear me say these words in due bounds a lot because a lot of people operate out of due bounds, and it's not because they are rambunctious or anything. They operate out of due bounds because they're not in control of themselves. You can still be yourself within due bounds and let people know that are either in or out of the circle. Uh, what's up, Natasha Vincent? Uh, oh, appreciate that. Most definitely appreciate that. Oh man, appreciate Emperor Kojak. Salute. That's my brother from another mother. Yo, what's up? Is Yeah, definitely. We're gonna I'm gonna be off at 2 o'clock, so I definitely be over there, man. I appreciate y'all coming through, showing some love, man. That humbles me, man, for real. Um, just um, but yeah, being a person from Gen X, we are the bridge to the other generations, and we find it, in so many words, offensive. Not so much that you're not taking our advice, but you operate in a place as if we don't know anything, as if we don't have anything to pour into you. And what happens is some of us that have knowledge from our elders that are born in the 20s or the 30s and have real life anecdotal stories and tribulations and trials that we can pass on, judging by how you conduct yourself, we don't even want to deal with some of the older generations. So I just find it that it's just cool for my niece's sake that's 19, no, she's 20 this year, that she still likes our music. She has nothing that she really doesn't want to really indulge in terms of the music and people and stuff like that. So, um, hey, trucker, let you know, if you look in the stream, I got my email in there. If you need to, bruh, reach out to me. I want to get with you on a couple of things. But back to Gen X, we're that bridging gap. We're that bridge that can give, like Iz was saying yesterday, just all of the information that we can pass on. Is just letting you know, I was shouting you out last night for what you did and everything, and just kind of bring you up to speed. You know how we as men, how sometimes we operate off an old playbook. And not wasting time on whose fault it is. Especially in terms of past. Now, in retrospect, God has given us grace on so many things that we really have to kind of slow down and really look at it, life that is, and blame never fixed anything, if that makes any sense to the people out there watching. But I just want all of y'all to understand that, give your mind a break to restore, you know, to really be the better person that you're supposed to be or the best person that you're supposed to be. Um, just want to just shout out to everybody from last night on the panel. Thanks to all of the libations that was on the panel on Iz's show. People were cutting up. Oh, salute to Prime. Prime, I know you out there. Um, that's a young bull, man. I see a lot of me in Prime. Pause. Pause. I see a lot of my passion, a lot of my instinct in other young people. I know Prime might not be as old, but shout out to the Budweiser Platinum last night and the Pabst Blue Ribbon that was indulged last night on Israel's panel. Uh, just shout out to everybody. Natasha Vincent, if you got a channel or anything out there, definitely put it in the chat. Like I said, I'm new to the spaces, but I'm learning as I go. Um, Shout out to Thanos Theory again for just extending the olive branch. And, Israel, what you did last night took a whole lot of patience. Um, and I understand, like I said, I know how difficult it is because you are, like you said, you're a man of your word, and there's power in life and death in tongues. Uh, no channel here, but thank you. Oh, no problem. Look, I'm all for having a balanced conversation. So, Natasha, I appreciate you coming over here on the strength of Emperor Kojak 313 the Great. That's my brother. You know how we can link up with people and really get out here and be like, yo, we have the same mindset. And shout out to Six yesterday for chopping it up and apologizing on Israel's panel. It was quite a strenuous stream because for me, I'm all about peace first. As long as it doesn't threaten the household or the reality of things like that, a lot of stuff we have to kind of, you know, take it for worth a grain of salt. But shout out to Six and I forget the other brother, Israel, how they squashed things up. So it was definitely looking at the brothers, um, for lack of a better term, forgive one another. Now, hopefully, they can have, I guess, a better conversation the next time and just really understand where people are coming from. A lot of times, all you really have to do is just have a serious conversation with people. And then what I mean by serious, no fluff, just let them know where you're coming from. Now, I'm not saying you're going to say kumbaya and all of that afterwards, but from a respect factor, you can really just chop it up And what do we mean by chop it up? Just come to a common ground where this is the common ground. We're not going to sink below it, and we're going to respect everybody from that point forward. But um, I think more than anything, we all learned a lot last night, and you know, this is the time of the year where a lot of people should really just be with family and friends. And unfortunately, tomorrow's not promised. So, say if those things happen and we never really get a chance to really fully come to an understanding without having the conversation and that person is gone, you're left with the grief, you're left with the trauma, you're left with the problem or the conflict without naturally resolving it. And you just have to get to a point where, you just kind of focus on the answer instead of the conflict. So shout out to those brothers last night. Another thing I want to talk about, just and I know it's kind of crazy, but this is the time of the year, man. Y'all make sure y'all protecting your family. And I spoke with this last time, but make sure y'all are locking the doors. I know it sounds crazy. You know, I live out here in Texas. It's getting wild out here. It's getting real wild. And the reason why I say that is because um, we've had some incidents here in Texas where it's like blowing your mind. And I'm pretty sure, I know you're in Alabama. Tasha, I don't know where you are. Watch out for your Amazon packages because I know a lot of people are doing a lot of online shopping. So instead of having it dropped off at your house, go to where the little I know sometimes people like at Kohl's, other little stores, you can have your packages dropped off there. Do that. That way, number one, you can guarantee that you get your packages for your family while you're doing your shopping. Um, but other than that, get you some security cameras, buy those instead of the tablets. That way you can set up a perimeter. Um, Hey, trucker, I did want to tell you, man, look, in your case, because I know you spoke about your daughter. Number one, I pray all is well with her in that situation that you had a couple of weeks back, well, 2 weeks ago. Make sure, um, and I know you were talking about getting a house and land, bro. To be honest with you, just do what we did right now. And I'm just, this is me. We just rented a house right now and probably just rent a house for the time being and set up them security cameras around your house, bruh. That way you have the room because I'm gonna tell you, and there's no disrespect to nobody that's living in an apartment complex, but it's so many ways people uh, get taken advantage of in an apartment complex as far as their safety, even if it is a gated community or even if it is in the good part of town. Just make sure that you take care of that, man. Like I said, if I were you, rent a house or something like that. So, but yeah, man. Like I said, if you're over here, Tasha, make sure you go over to Israel's channel and is let's see here, Tasha. I don't know if you know is, but uh, okay, been talking about doing that. Yeah, good, good, good. I just want you and your family safe, trucker. Um, I know you live in Texas, so you know how they get down here, trucker. It be on some it just be wild everywhere, but Texas is a different type of animal out here, you know. Um, just getting it in with my man, what not my man, pause. Just getting it in with this YouTube stuff, and like I said, this is my first real run for 30 minutes, so I'm just trying to get loose. Like I said, I'm new to these streets. I didn't want nothing. I just wanted to chop it up with my people. I'm like I said, I'm new here. Um, I love any type of feedback from either the people that I consider, YouTube mentors or people that's been in these spaces, definitely hit me up. Tell me what you think. What should I do? Like I said, I do want to set up my page a little bit more, graphics, maybe a little sound effects. Just want to get into those types of things and how to add a background, how to add, you know, um, pictures, videos, stuff like that. Would like some background music, and the reason why is, it just makes it a little bit easier, I think. Sometimes when you sit in quietness, it's good, but uh, you want a little something to jam to, something with the people. Oh, appreciate that. Oh, is hey, yes, sir, get them reps in. Oh, yeah, most definitely appreciate that. Is yeah, I'm gonna get these reps up. Like I said, just not getting to a point where I can actually talk a little bit better, feel better after getting these braces in and getting tooth pulled and oh man, it's a lot. Yeah, going live in 10 minutes. Yeah, most definitely, Tasha. Um, go to Israel's show. I'll be tuning in. If Iz want me to hop in on a panel, I can do that today. Chop it up. You know, appreciate Iz just you know, chiming in. Oh, also is man, it was also good to hear them stories with you and Angry Man back in the days in the cut. Y'all was I got a best friend like that, man, and it's very funny with all of the stories that we have, and we both married now and kids. And man, it be days, man. You have you have those old thoughts, man, of just the stories and the close calls that you might have had back in the days with your partner in crime, despite where you are, just looking back at those stories, man, it's just like, wow, I did this and I did that. Oh, I forgot about that. And I tell you a real story. Uh and it's work. I gotta get out of here. But good to see you start. Appreciate that, trucker. Yeah. If you already noticed, Trucker and Israel, you already got wrenches. So I'm trying to get on. I'm foreseeing great things. So I might as well have my crew that's held me down already from day one, from going on other panels and stuff, and getting them in place, man, already now. But definitely, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this over, Israel. Um, if anybody need anything from me, I'm here. Um, just reach out to me. You'll see me on panels. I'm gonna go ahead and add some other things too as well. But I just wanted to just touch base on here, talk to the good people, reach out, um, and that's it, man. Look, I'll see y'all on Iz's stream, and y'all make sure y'all stay safe out here during the holidays or during Christmas. Peace out. Talk to y'all later.